AskReddit by AskReddit. People who downloaded their Google data and went through it, what were the most unsettling things you found out they had stored about you? Can we all upvote this same question next week when everyone has received their information? This is the one time I hope a duplicate question makes it to hot. There's an audio recording of me saying check the Jewish boy's penis. I don't remember ever saying that, but okay. I'd never admit to that on the internet, either, buddy. I'm the vice president of a company that I've never heard of, and can't find any other info on it. Are you hiring? I got drunk once and proceeded to get lost on the way home, ending up cycling on some highway. For 2 years I wondered where the hell I had been until I saw Google's location history for that night. I just found out I did fucking go to McDonald's in the middle of the night at my mate's birthday party without anyone fucking noticing, and they were telling me I was just passed out the whole time. If you use Google Photos and allow maps to track your location. I took photos that I didn't like, deleted them. Weeks later I am just browsing my timeline in Google Maps and those deleted photos are there, tagged to the location. Nothing incriminating. Just thought you should know that a delete isn't a delete. Edit. A lot of people aren't reading this properly, so let me clarify. I didn't say I found my photos on Google Photos Cloud after deleting them on my phone. I found my cloud deleted photos on Google Maps timeline. And please spare me the guess what Google still has it paranoid shit. I know they still have it, and I don't care. I am merely answering Up's question. Yeah, I deleted some old photos and a year later they came up in a montage of the year. The funny thing is, I'd like them back but can't find them anywhere else. Apparently I sleepwalk thousands of kilometers and then manage to get back home in time for work. Also a bunch of recordings of my computer's fan spinning. But well, at least they got me on the fetish porn searches. Google. Hyped up Google. Incompetent Google. I know my data is in good hands. Edit. Found a fart. You sleepwalk thousands of kilometers? I have questions. Till Ron Swanson had it fucking right. Erase all pictures of Ron. My activity is empty. It has been for a long time, so there shouldn't be anything for me to download, right? Nope, 6 GB of data. Email, Google Drive etc. Deleted. Deleted. Minus 10 GB. Holy shit, it's gonna take a while to download. It is an old account but I have all activity paused except YouTube watch history, so I'm really interested to see why it's so large. HMMMMM. Emails attachments, Drive etc. Everyone here after downloading their Google data, https://i.imgur.com/ftve9ut. close bracket. Or when they ask Google to delete their data, https://gforget.com/caninineconsequentialagene close bracket. I did this a while back and it's basically nothing. Only a few gigs worth of GPS data and some voice recordings back when I had my Galaxy S3 and I wanted to try Google Assistant when it came out. I did get a good chuckle out of half my voice recordings being okay Google, go fuck yourself in my squeaky younger voice. I don't get how Google is recording secret conversations that can be stored and viewed. I thought this was exclusive to Google voice searches and commands, which are approved by the user in settings. How are these candid conversations being recorded and stored, and how can you view them? I used to have a cheap phone, and every time the air conditioning ran in my apartment it would start Google Voice. It was annoying as fuck because it not only closed whatever app I was using, but also messed with my volume settings, cranking my speakers up to max, turning off the ringer. Every time I contacted customer support, the response was, "This is a known issue, we're working on it." After a lot of looking around on the internet, I found out it was a pretty common problem with cheap mics. Most people were having issues with those cheap earbuds that came with a little mic on one wire, which was a million times worse when you'd be listening to music and have the volume suddenly reset to max without warning. Others were triggering it with dishwashers, road sounds, or just brushing up against the mic. It took Google 2 years to fix the issue. It's not unsettling, but I found out that Google can tell when I'm driving a car vs my motorcycle by using the gyroscopes in my phone. There are several ways to do that. For example, if you are on a road with a bit of traffic and Google, based on your GPS, sees that you are moving while everyone else is stationary, it doesn't take much to figure out that you're probably not driving a car. Till that you can do that. BRB soon after I go through mine. This post was probably in light of the news post 4 days ago about Google tracking your data. I remember the thread with people discovering you could download that data. Recordings of conversations with my boss over 2 years. I don't know why it only had recordings of her and I us talking and no one else. Edit. For those wondering, here's how you access and download your data: https://support.google.com/answer/30241990?HLen. Edit 2. Good night, Reddit. Just listen to load of voice clips of me talking into my voice to text thing on my phone keyboard while driving 4 years ago. Me talking like an idiot, speaking really slowly so the words could be heard distinctly. I am going to get bacon. See you later. Deleted. Definitely the voice recordings. That should be turned off by default instead of needing to be changed by the user. How do you change it so it doesn't record you? All phone activity, opened app, closed app etc. From the very first day I owned my phone, constant check of my GPS, constant check of my device orientation. If someone steals your Google account, they basically can find out everything there is to find out about you. My purchase history on websites like eBay, Amazon and other companies that, I guess, all sell their data about me to Google. I hardly had no idea of it, and although I share things like my location to Google, seeing my purchases is kind of scary because I never allowed it. If you use Gmail for confirmation emails, they can recognize them and store the purchase data. Same for reservations, tickets etc. Hardly anything was saved. I'm very picky in what I allow an app to access. Sometimes a limited function is annoying, but it seems it pays off. How do we know that they care our permission? What if there is a way larger data out there we can't even see? Deleted. It's crazy to think there are now generations of people young enough who can track back the entire history of their lives through third-party collected data. So many drunken audios. Like, not even meant for the phone, just background talking while, most of the times, very drunk. It was half unsettling, half fun to listen to them. Apparently when you press the microphone on the keyboard, I think it's for changing audio to text, it gets sent to Google. And apparently my drunken ass is very prone to misclick it. So how do I fix this? Can I delete it? There's an option to delete everything if you log into your account, but I'm not naive enough to believe that it actually deletes it from Google's servers. It's not the most unsettling, but I didn't know until recently that Google tracks all purchases you make. And I don't mean purchases just from Google or using Google Pay, but everything. If you get an email receipt from any store or service, then it's added to the log. I don't know if they scan other Google services, but it wouldn't surprise me. My list of purchases went back over 10 years. You can view yours here. https://myaccount.google.com/purchases. OP is gathering the data that Google gathered to sell to corporations to sell them to other corporations. Wow, mine is seriously boring. Nothing juicy. I hope mine is boring. Deleted. Google timer for 10 minutes. Google timer for 20 minutes. Google wake me up at 9 AM. Google send a message to my mum saying what's for dinner. Nice. It appears that I deactivated the whole voice thing when I first got my phone. It was paused when I opened the settings and there was no activity for me to review. I have now deactivated personalized ads and that's it. The two things Google is allowed to track are my YouTube view and search history. How do you do that? Deleted. Shit man, I don't wanna know. Check anyway. You not knowing doesn't mean it isn't happening. It's better to know and take precautions than sit in ignorance. 1. Being scared is temporary. Google collecting your data on the other hand. I'm doing it right now, prob gonna update this chat when I get my results. I'm scared. ED1 The first thing that pops up are old XGO clips of me being cringy while playing Dust to Casual a couple years ago. ED2 I'm finding Minecraft vids and old Blender intros I made, gonna keep you guys updated. ED3 found the recordings, nothing really interesting, but I also found the first profile banner and logo I've ever used for YouTube. I also found the first thing I ever did in Photoshop. The last thing is that I found older vids. The best one was me splashing water in my brother's face because of a trending prank. Make sure you do this on PC because it's easier. OMG, thank you guys for the upvotes. Shit, my account is like over 14 years old. I wonder how long the archive process will take. Thanks OP. Real THNKS, not a sarcastic one. Edit. 24 hours in. Still hasn't finished building the archive lol. Says it could take days. I just found out Google data was a thing today and checked mine earlier. What are the odds I see this post right now? X-Files theme plays in background. All I know is I definitely can't run for public office. You might be surprised. Google knows every location I've been to for the last couple of months. They stored multiple audio files of me talking to colleagues and friends, and worst of all, I did not know they were doing that. My mind is blown and I'm terrified. My private information is no one's business. Google. Also, thanks for spreading awareness, OP. Have some poor man's gold. And it's not just your own phone that's recording you. Deleted. Last night I had a conversation via Discord that resulted in me saying, oh wow. Now I gotta Google what baby platypuses look like. Then I proceeded to type baby on the Chrome search bar, and immediately got one and only one suggestion, baby platypus. They have got to be listening and processing my audio input real time. Now I'm afraid. I don't need 12,500 hours of sound recordings of me beating my dick like it owes me money. I'm a web designer and I can tell you that the scariest shit is not what they have on you, it's how they get that info. I'm surprised Google hasn't sent social services for how often I search for some stuff. Google has a clip of me asking for a boneless pizza. Voice and search. Deleted and turned off every single setting under the activity control except YouTube. Couldn't really care less about it now. Whenever I played back an OK Google there was some sound before I say OK Google recorded. It's kinda creepy and I hope the operation of data is all offline until an OK Google is detected. I was actually surprised how small amount of info they had aside from the obvious. I have disabled everything that possibly you can think, but yeah. That was few years ago, IDK now. Deleted. Mine said it will probably take a few days, that can't be good right?